Welcome to Small Business Saturday.
Welcome to Small Business Saturdays video series with your host and my husband.
And my dad, Eric Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Small Business Saturdays. I'm Eric Montgomery, and you can find me over at oursuccessgroup.com. Hopefully, everybody is having a good morning. So first thing here, and let's see who all's checking in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Cool. Sandy, thank you for joining us, and appreciate you getting on the no sound. Sound not working? How about now? I don't know. Anybody else? Are you hearing me? Let's. Oh boy. Good morning. Good morning, Wade. Anybody else having issues with my sound? All right. Oh, let's check that out before I get too much further along here. Is it just Todd or is it me? Okay. Great. Thank you, sweetie. Kylene says she can hear me. So Todd, once again, it's you, sir. No, just kidding. All right. So let me get back to where I was. Sandy, good morning. Appreciate you checking in. Great to have you along this morning, and Wade, and hopefully everybody else is joining us here. So today, what I wanted to talk about was we had a really awesome conversation yesterday over on Two Regular Guys with a gentleman named Eric Seropyan, I believe is how it was pronounced. They totally were giving me a hard time about it before we went on, and that completely got in my head. And now I will forever mess up his name probably. But anyhow, good times there. So if you did not have a chance to check that out, I did put a link in both places. And so you can just go click right over onto it and make sure that you are checking that out in its entirety, because I'm just going to hit some of the high points here and maybe give you a little bit of my take on it, and would love to hear your take if anybody did get a chance to check that out already over there at facebook.com/Two Regular Guys. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you guys have any other SEO questions, I will do my very best. I have had the good fortune of talking to several people, Eric, others, about SEO. I would not claim to be an SEO expert myself, but I think I know enough about it. I have a pretty good grasp of what the general consensus of SEO is. Now, I always kind of refer to the expert. So I want to get my strategy together. I want to have like a general understanding of it. But unfortunately, SEO changes so rapidly that unless you're immersed in it every day, it's a little bit difficult to keep up. Now, the fundamentals, the foundation seems to be the same no matter what. And I think what we've got here that we can talk about today are those foundations, those fundamental things that you should be doing. And then when you get into like really ramping up your SEO, I would say that's an investment for a business worth making. But we'll talk about that more here towards the end. So let's see here. Jillian, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And Chuck, appreciate you checking in with us as well. So those of you that just joining us, make sure you, when you want to look at the entirety of what we're doing today, is we're going to just break down. I've got 4 points that really stood out to me that I wanted to break down for you guys from our conversation yesterday over at tworegularguys.com. All right. So let's do that here. Let me get to the right place. All right. So the first tip, the first point that really stood out to me, let me get to the right place. There we go. Is the need to niche down. He made some interesting points about, how things long tail versus different kinds of keywords. So, if you're trying to rank for the word t-shirt in general, that is going to be a challenge. And it's the same thing with niche marketing. We're trying to get to that point where we are the top of the heap of that particular thing. So if your goal is to rank number one at t-shirt, then you got a lot of work to do and you probably got a lot of money to spend and that kind of thing. And so it's not that it can't be done, but it's a little easier to work your way up to that by starting out with focusing specifically on a very targeted niche. He was talking about within his business, he really focused on his local geographic region because it was an area that he could, get engagement, get people and become the niche in that area. So he's very geographical when it comes to the SEO stuff. And that's what he works on. So you can do the same thing. You can be very geographical to your region. You can also be very focused on a certain type of product program, so maybe it's spiritware, maybe it's bling, maybe, whatever it is that really speaks to you. We had a really great, our success group training specifically on focusing your way to success. And that's really what it's all about. It's focusing, it's niching down to one area. Now, again, I always preface anytime I talk about niche marketing with the fact that don't get yourself hung up on the fact that you need every order. Okay. That's probably not right. You need every correct order, not every order. You need every order that's right for your business. But the other thing is, this is all about what we're attracting, what we're talking about, what we're putting out there. That doesn't mean that if somebody that's outside of your niche, but still within the realm of a good customer for you, that doesn't mean that you say, nope, sorry, I'm not doing that. No, it's actually the opposite of that, where that comes in. And then as stuff starts coming in and as you start seeing what people are asking for, now you adjust your niche, you adjust the keywords, what the next area, if you get a new job in that's a little bit different, but it's a great job for you, it's profitable, you enjoy doing it, all of those things. Okay, well, now let's go see what keywords are around that particular niche and work towards that and grow that and build. And so that's how you then build up to being the person known as the t-shirt person or whatever it is, the big picture thing that you're after. All right. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing that really stood out to me. And I thought he made some really good points about why that's important. But the cool part was that's important for business in general. But then it shows you how then it makes it easier to get into things like SEO and AdWords and, all of these other kind of specific things by doing the one thing that's really good for your business to begin with, which is niching down. Okay. All right. So that's the first one. Let's see what we've got in the old comments section here. Nan, good morning. Appreciate you checking in. And Todd, riches are in the niches. That is correct. There's actually a book that is titled that, and it's worth reading. It's a great read and gives you a lot of good information around this particular topic that we're talking about here. All right, so that's the first one. If you guys have questions about that or anything else, feel free to just pop them in the comments here. Would love to have as much interaction with you guys this morning as possible. So looking forward to that. All right, let's get to number 2 here, the second point. Second point is detectives. And Jillian's here. Maybe I spelled that wrong now that I'm looking at it. I don't know. It just looks funny to me. Detectives. Okay, now this particular part here is twofold. When he talked about being a detective, he talked about it from 2 vantage points. First and foremost, I thought the point that he got across to me and hopefully got across to you guys as well is that thanks, Jillian. The point that he got across to me and I hope got across to you guys was that Google is very specific about what they're trying to do. And so they're not they don't do the things that they do because of the people like us that are trying to advertise on Google or trying to get located. What their whole goal is to do the detective work that they need to do. Now, they do it in a very sophisticated way with a bunch of math and algorithms and machine learning and stuff that makes my brain hurt. But it's important to kind of understand little bits of that and realize what they're doing is they're being a detective to try to read my mind. If I'm somebody that's going to Google to search something, their goal is to try to understand what I'm looking for before I even know what I'm looking for. So that is why you have this creepy sensation that somebody's listening to you, because they've gotten really, really good at this. They've got really good at, wouldn't say reading our minds, but trying to be a step ahead. So when I go to search something, they want me to have that experience of searching, going, yep, that's exactly what I need. I don't have to do a whole lot. I click, it's exactly what I need, and away I go, and I'm a happy guy. And I come back to Google and I search and I click on some of their ads, and I'm in their world. I've got a Google Pixel phone. They've made me happy. So that's their side of the detective work. Like I said, they do that in a machine learning algorithmic way. For us, we need to also be detectives. We need to understand what our ideal customers really want, what they're going to be searching for. And then when we can get close to understanding what our customers want, what they're going to be searching for, what they're interested in, why they do business with us, when we get to that point, then we have to create content, meaning blog posts, social media posts, pages on our website, pictures, videos, any those are all content. We need to create content continuously about those things that they're searching for. So once we do that, then, because every time we create a new piece of content, that pings Google, as Eric said yesterday, that pings Google, and they go and search it, and they go, okay, cool, we got that bit of information. Let's jam that back into our algorithm, see how that makes things work. And if you're being the next point, that one of the points we're going to talk about, the next point we're going to talk about, if you're being consistent with it, then you will continue to rise up the ranks. And so that's how SEO, search engine optimization, really works, is that ability to just continue to rise up the ranks by doing the right things and kind of following Google's rules. So the point here is you've got to put your detective hat on. You've got to do a little work. You've got to, dive into Google Analytics. You got to ask your customers what they're interested in. You've got to, look at your website. If, you've got a search function on your website, there should be somewhere in there that tells you what keywords people searched to get to things. So there's lots of different things. He talked about a program called SEM Rush and all of that kind of stuff. So there's work to be done. It's not that you can't do it, and it can be at lots of different places. But here's where we normally kind of stumble here, is the fact that we don't have a clearly defined niche. We don't have a clearly defined action that we want people to take, which is the result we're trying to get by doing this work. And that's what gets us to a point where we don't do the work, is because we don't know what the work's going to do for us. But if we have a clearly defined niche, we know what the action is that we want people to take. Call me for a quote, buy now, sign up for my email, like me on social media. I would put that down at the bottom of the list, but those are all actions that can be something that people do once they come to your website. And so if you can define those two things, then the work that you do, A, becomes easier because you're focused and looking in a specific area. B, it becomes purposeful because then you know what your incremental changes that you're trying to make need to be. So it becomes a success. All right. So that's the second thing, is not only is looking at Google as a detective for their customers, and their customers are the people that are searching for things, but you have to be a detective for your business and understand what it is why customers do business with you. All right. So that's the second thing. Again, let me know if you guys have questions, comments, your thoughts, and what I can do to help you kind of understand this or anything else. And if you can help me understand things too, I would be more than happy. All right, cool. Number 3 here. Number 3 on our list is the social media effect. And this was something that it was a light bulb moment for me. I guess I didn't realize what Eric had said is that they put quite a bit of weight actually on our social media engagement and rankings. I always knew that we obviously wanted to have good engagement and be active. Todd talks about posting all the time, which is about being consistent and doing that over and over again, because that builds engagement, builds followership. But I didn't really put 2 and 2 together, meaning I kind of had siloed those things out from, okay, my social media is all about the social media part, and my SEO and that stuff, and what Google's searching for and what's on my website is a separate silo. But Eric made the point that actually that's not the case, that Google also looks at what's happening on places like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and it's searching and crawling all of that stuff. And so if your ranking and your engagement around talking about conversations that relate to the keywords that are important to you are high, that's going to help your ranking as well, which is, it was such a light bulb moment, because now you take that step. We talked about the 2 things about being a detective, and we understand the keyword. And he even talked about, yes, it's hard to create content, but why not sit down and talk about your business and make sure that you hit the keyword a few times in that conversation. It's all about being natural, though. So here's where the keyword thing, and this is kind of a little side note here, but when we talk about keywords, we want to be talking about them, but I don't want to just be, like going t-shirt, bling, I need to be talking about this in natural language. Like, hey, did you see that my mom really loved her blinged out t-shirt, and I'm so proud that I was able to help her support the program that means something to her, and hashtag breast cancer awareness or whatever. So that natural language with the keywords involved is what Google's looking for. So again, the whole social media thing can make that stuff really improve your ranking on Google without having to pay for Google Ads. So think about that in a sense of, okay, how do I encourage people to have conversations on my social media about the things that are important to my ranking? So you can put a picture of 2 different things that you've created up and ask people to comment on which one they like better and why. And it just builds from there. So it's just cool. The reason I really wanted to talk about this morning was that I was really excited after that conversation yesterday. A lot of light bulbs went off for me, and I'm hoping that I can share that with you. Hopefully some light bulbs went off for you guys as well. So let me know what light bulbs went off for you guys yesterday. Jillian said, light bulb moment for me, I need to go live with my grad caps instead of just posting videos and pictures. Boom, there's a light bulb moment. I love it. And encourage that conversation with people. And maybe you can talk to somebody that has one and have them and have that natural conversation and going back and forth. Todd says it all works hand in hand. Well, Todd, if you knew that, you should have told me that. Just kidding. All right. Cool. So again, that's what this is all about. Okay, let's get to the 4th one, and then we'll come back and see if there's anything else that, and I've already mentioned this a number of times throughout the conversation here this morning, but the consistency portion is so key. I loved what he said. If you're going to post 52 times a year, then, or if you're going to blog post 52 times a year, don't do it all in 1 week. Have one a month, schedule it out. And actually, that's what I've been doing with aaronmontgomery.info, and I've seen my ranking continually rise. I actually have a whole bunch of blog posts all set, and or at least in some semblance of set. in fact, have taken a number of different things that I've done from these Small Business Saturdays to other things like that. And I've actually hired a virtual assistant to turn those into blog posts. And then she posts a new blog every month. I believe we're trying to shoot for the first Tuesday of the month, but consistently at the same time, same day, consistent. So everything that you're doing out there, the more consistent you can be, the better that will be for everything. It'll be better for the people that are following you, the people that are part of your tribe, because they will know where to find you and when. And I've learned that through Two Regular Guys and kind of bopping around a little bit here on Small Business Saturdays. That picking a time and just sticking with it is important. Two Regular Guys, after 8 years, has grown into something pretty cool that I'm pretty proud of. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, Terry and I showed up no matter what. We figured out a way. It didn't have anything to do with the fact that it was great out of the box, or, we've had crappy shows from time to time. We've had some that didn't make sense, or just whatever. None of that was really as important as the fact that we consistently showed up every week, and every week we tried to do things a little bit better. We produced it a little bit more. We've got intros. We've got a sponsor role. We've got, kind of a script, not necessarily a script, but we've got an outline. All of these things have helped that. And again, with Small Business Saturdays, trying to keep that a little more consistent, that's all help. So consistency is really important in the digital world here. All right. So those are the 4 points that I had. Let me get this banner down out of the way here, and we'll get into some comments. You guys let me know what stood out to you. Those of you that had a chance to check that out yesterday, I will pop that up on the screen one more time here. It's the first comment on both YouTube and Facebook here, so you can click on that and go check it out later if you'd like. But what about yesterday? What things are confusing in the SEO world to you? What things do you want to share? What's your take on it? I would love to hear what you guys are doing and what's working for you, and what information you'd like to share. So go ahead and let me know about those things, and let's see what we've got here. Todd said videos are great. Yes, they are. And one other thing that Eric said about videos yesterday that I thought was really interesting that I didn't think about enough was, if you can, videos are great, and videos are even better if you have captions, and you can do the machine learning, the automated captions. And in fact, Facebook will do that for you. But if you can actually get those captions, and you can get that text of the conversation that was had, and then you share that as a blog post, or like with Two Regular Guys, after every show, there is a show notes, which is basically our outline, posted up there, which then has all of the things that we talked about in it. And so now we've got not only the video, the engagement, the conversations that are going on with the live video, then we have the show notes, and we have our juice from the podcasting world. And every time that we're able to talk about those things and post that. So having that transcript, and having a good transcript, is actually really important, not only for the videos, because a lot of times people listen. I'm definitely one of those people that very rarely watch a video with the sound on. I don't know why. It's just always, I always feel like I'm intruding to the other people around me. And so unless I'm alone, which I guess now more than ever that's happening, but I've got my wife across the hall or whatever, I don't listen to it with sound on. So I need the captions. And so thinking about that, so videos are great. I like that, Todd. Okay. Todd says, okay, I had to read it first. We've only talked about it in the last year and built a program around it. It's like paint the house and wax the car. You've been doing it and not even knowing it. Oh, yes. Sensei, thank you. Todd says, it's not a Showtime grill. You can't set it and forget it. You need to keep up on it. Perfect. Julian said, so it should be possible to post the videos I already have and add the review from the customer and make that a blog? Absolutely. Let me see if I can, let me see if I can get the web page up here. All right. And it still needs some help, but here, I'm going to pop that up right over there. Let's get this down there. So now we're not doing the transcripts because we've got a super long show. So that would be a massively long blog and it just wouldn't work. But if you had a 10, 15-minute conversation, the transcript of that would be perfect. But here's what we do with two regular guys. Like I said, we had our niche market bonus edition, and I've got all these listed on the website here. And then when I go and open this up and look at it, then we've got all the information about, okay, here's what we're talking about: niche markets created by COVID. We've got some news and some things like that. And then we've got a tag headline here that again says niche markets. So, we get a lot of good juice for that. And then here's the questions and the conversations that we had. Again, all good information. We embed the video in here as well. So now we've got that, and here's the comments and stuff like that. So it's definitely something that I think is totally possible, and it's not terribly difficult to do. So post a video I already have, add the review from customers, and make that a blog. 100%, I would do that. But put some sort of a program together around that. So don't just randomly post a blog. Now, it's a good place to start, but maybe you make that a monthly thing where you post a new review and you call it something. It's a specific inside of your website, and then you're promoting it and you're marketing it and you're talking about it and things like that. So yeah, there's a number of different ways that you can go about that. But yes, getting that content over on your website is going to help tremendously. All right, good question and good thought there, Jillian. All right, anybody got anything else? Any other questions? Any other thoughts about SEO? Todd, is this doable on Equid? Sandy, and I'll let Todd chime in as well. But yes, you can add pages, and I think you can even add a blog on Equid. But Todd, you'll have to definitely just make sure on that. I've just kind of gotten more involved in it as of late. Todd says absolutely perfect. Okay, cool. So we can talk about that. Jillian, yes, I have lots of videos and have just launched the grad caps as a separate business. So thanks. Perfect. Oh, that's awesome, Jillian. Love to see that. Jillian, where's the, can you share the link so we can check that out? If you have it, again, more eyeballs on it. It's okay to ask family and friends and other people to go check things out, because all of a sudden, if you're getting more traffic on your website, Google notices that and goes, huh, what are they looking for? So what are they searching for? What pages do they go to and stuff like that? So cool. There we go. Sandy, the blog information, Todd just posted a link to it right there. So thank you, Todd. Perfect. Good stuff, guys. And Jillian, I think that's totally awesome, and I'd love to see what you're doing with it. So perfect. Okay, cool. Well, if you guys have other questions, other comments, go ahead and feel free to post them there. While you're doing that, I've got something exciting to announce. Cool. On Facebook. Okay, I'll go look that up and go check that out. And if you guys can also help Jillian out and go check that out as well. And even if you're not interested in buying a grad cap, go check it out. And I think that's where we can all do a little bit better. It's just the ask. You're not asking anybody to do anything crazy. Say, hey, go check this out. If you got any feedback, let me know. It's just asking people for a little bit of help, and all of that means something. All of that moves the needle. Is getting 5 people from the industry to go look at your website going to get you to the top ranking? No, but every little bit of that helps. Okay, so it's incremental. It's compound interest in a way. All right, cool. So what I wanted to share with you guys is something pretty exciting. Finally, we were able to get the masks in. I think Todd and I have talked about this before. We've got the website built at least to a point where you can order. I fixed an error last night on there, and it was charging everybody tax. So we'll get that sorted out. And we can actually, even if you've got a resale tax certificate and you're in Missouri, we can still get it without tax. So got that all sorted out. So let me pop this up here. If you'll go to, and I can get the banner up, I think, there it is, montco.biz. And I'm going to make some more changes today. I will be upgrading. So this is an Equid site, by the way. So this is what I was talking about, where I just am getting involved in, oops, I got to put that back on, getting more involved in Equid. This is the second site I've set up over there. And so far, so good. And we still got work to do. I don't have descriptions in there yet. We just got the template packages together last night. So we'll be getting those linked up and whatnot. But here they are. So these are all sublimatable masks. Sorry, not masks. I got to stop saying masks. Sublimatable face covers. These are not medical grade or anything like that. Now there are filters. They are multiple ply. These are 2-ply. This is a 3-layer, and these are 3-layer. And these 2-layer face covers do have 2 of these filters. As of right now, I don't have any extra filters, but I will be trying to get those in. We will be trying to get those in. And yeah, so, and then we've got this little, now this is not sublimatable, this little key, you can, as you see here, it's not sublimatable, but it can be laser engraved, UV printed if you've got one of those, pad printed. So they're just little openers. Here's a, yeah, so you kind of, if you want to punch numbers, it even works. I've got it on my keychain here, and I can even use it to as a touchscreen for my phone. You know, I'm not sure. You know, I think these could be interesting. I think these could be cool. I think these could be a good promotional product. You know, so I think there's some things there. Are they going to solve a whole lot of problems? I don't know. You know, I mean, you're still touching that with that, and you got to clean it. So, but it's just one extra step. You know, better safe than sorry, I guess, is what my thought is there. So let's see here. Let's see if we got questions here. I love asking the group questions. Awesome. There you go, Nan. That's a good question. So large is adult and small is child. Yes, I would say that. We're going to have that in the descriptions. We're trying to figure that out. Now, my wife actually was able to put on the small ones, and they fit for her. The big ones, they do all come with these little adjuster things that you can put on them. Of course, like a dummy, I don't have them sitting in front of me here, but they do all come with the little adjusters now. And I know on Tuesdays with Todd is going to decorate these live on Tuesdays with Todd. So that should be a lot of fun. And so we can check that out. But they've got the little adjusters. So with the big ones, she had to adjust them quite a bit so they fit snugly for her. So technically, yes, you've got youth and adult. But at the same time, the smaller ones also will fit on some adults with smaller heads. It was totally not comfortable for me. It was definitely very stretchy, but I've got a big, dumb head. So, all right, cool. Well, not here to pitch you guys all morning. I just wanted to share that with you. We're getting that up and going. And so we've got about 500 of each of those right now. It took a heck of a lot longer to get them than I had wanted. So appreciate everybody's patience. And the duties and taxes were insane. So it actually costs more to ship and get them in than the actual products cost. So, you know, we priced them the best we can. Our goal is just to, you know, give you guys some help. You know, we're not in this to take advantage of anybody. We just want to support you guys. So if you need them, great. You may be able to find them at other places. Great. And whatnot. So we're going to take that down real quick. Todd says, The adjusters do not like the heat. Do not put them on before pressing. It's a good tip. I saw that Todd learned that the hard way. Not hard way. I think he was testing it, but appreciate you sacrificing one of those for the cause there, Todd. All right, cool. So what questions you guys have about SEO? What questions you guys have about anything else? I'm happy to answer them. I don't want to take up a whole bunch of your Saturday morning here. I appreciate you spending some time with me here this morning. Hopefully that helped a little bit with the SEO. One other ask that I have of you guys is let me know what you'd like to hear about on future Small Business Saturdays. What's in front of you right now? You know, I go back and forth between kind of larger, I don't know what you would call them. I sometimes call them wooey kinds of conversations, you know, about tracking success and kind of bigger picture things, because we need to work. That's the working on our business. But we also need to work in our business and do the nuts and bolts things as well. So I'm happy to talk about some of those things. I don't want to always be the, you know, way too far away from you kind of guy. But I know you need some of that too. So I'll mix those things together, but let me know what you need, what can work on for you. Nan, as of right now, I have not ordered any more yet. It was a pretty significant investment for me, and I don't want to put my family in a bad spot. So I just need to make sure that these are going to sell. So let's see how they go here. But I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we keep the supply flowing. I feel really comfortable and confident in the folks that I'm working with. These have come from Best Sub, and I've worked with them for many years back in my days at Coastal. Even working with them through Pick the Gift. I've actually traveled, been to their factory. I have the sales manager there who I work with. Her name's Emily. She's awesome. She's actually spent 2 weeks in the United States with me, and her and I traveled to different places like Cafe Press and some of those places to try to win their business. So I feel really comfortable with them, and I think that we can do that. The biggest holdup was it took 2 weeks to get them out of China, because the Chinese government is regulating and duties and taxing and everything, all of this, all of the quote unquote masks, even though there they call them masks. Here, legally, we're not allowed to call them masks. So the face covers, they're pretty regulated leaving China right now. And so that was the longest delay. And then it also took several weeks, and they had to, the duties that I had to pay on this end were outrageous. So it's just one of those things. All right. Yeah, I totally get that, Nan. So I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, but our goal, Todd and I's goal, will be to try to make sure that we keep them in stock. So if you guys will communicate with us as to what you're seeing, if everybody's just buying 5-packs and that's cool. In fact, you can just buy one. You can just buy one. Then that's fine. And then, but if all of a sudden you start hitting us with a bunch of 50-packs, it's going to be a little bit hard. So it's just going to be a partnership here, guys. Just communication, letting us know what you see on the horizon. If you've got a big project coming up, just shoot us a note, and I'll not saying you have to buy them, but just saying, let us know what the situation is. And, if that's the case, then I'll figure it out. We'll make it work. Todd and I will figure out a way to make it work. All right, cool. That's a great point, Nan. And I agree 100%. The whole goal of this is just to support you guys. I had really no intention of getting back into the blanks business. I've done that a few times. So this was more of a, I just was tired of watching everybody struggle with the current supply source out there. So, if we can support, that's what we're here for. All right, cool. I think I'm good. I think I'm done. I don't know if you guys have anything else, but we really appreciate your time this morning. Hopefully I was able to help you with some SEO stuff. Again, go back and check out yesterday's Two Regular Guys podcast, and then make sure you are tuned in on Tuesday. Todd, I know you said you're going to have to kind of move the time maybe a little bit due to some things. Yes, correct, Todd. That is a good point. Yes, these are, if you go to bestsub.com, they have a whole bunch more. These were the ones that they said were the best sellers. Plus, in my experience with sublimating, I wanted to get some ones that were actually going to be easy to sublimate. We intentionally have the black straps because if you've got white straps, then you have to be exact and not press on the white strap part, which is a big challenge. I wanted to get most of the ones that lay flat. The 3D one, I'll pop that back up here real quick. And the 3D one here, or the fitted one here, this will actually fold flat and you can press each side. Now you're going to have white down the middle. So I would suggest maybe doing something more like that instead of an all over here. And they only had this with the white straps. So you do have to kind of make sure that those straps are not getting pressed on, but they do also have filters. So you, in this area right in the middle, I don't know if I can zoom in on that, but this area right in the middle here, if you try to all over press that, you're going to have the smiles, the blemishes. So anyhow, that was the goal. But yes, these are all standard products they have. I just talked to Emily yesterday, and they were in stock and still challenged to get out. So if these things start moving this week, then I'll get another order going in this week. So all right, cool. Yep, Todd, 375 for 45 seconds seems to work the best. And awesome. Okay, guys, again, not here to pitch you on that. Just want to make sure you guys knew those things were available to you. And all right, so check out Todd, Tuesdays with Todd, right here in the same locations. It will be on both the liveosg.com, which is our YouTube channel. We need 5 more subscribers. So if you have another account, go subscribe on it. If you know somebody that should go subscribe to our YouTube channel, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that. It's liveosg.com is the easiest way to get there. And then we can have a custom URL name over at YouTube. All right. So where did that go? Live OSG. Check that out. We only need 5 more. Please, please, please. Thank you. All right. And there we go. Thank you, guys. Have a great rest of your Saturday. And we will look forward to, again, if you have suggestions, put them in the comments here. Reach out to me. You can reach out to both Todd and I at success@oursuccessgroup.com. Or if you want to reach out to me directly, Aaron at montcoconsulting.com. Either way, comment, message, whatever's easiest for you. Let me know what support, what help, what resources we can provide for you. And appreciate, Braden, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, sir. Definitely much appreciated. All right, cool, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you guys next week.